Stoic warriors and Bhagavad Gita courage. How ancient Greece and India teach unshakable self-belief. Chapter 1, The Calm Before the Storm. In the dusty hills surrounding the battlefield of Thermopylae, a small Greek phalanx of Spartan soldiers readied themselves for the inevitable clash with a massive Persian army. Among them stood Leonidas, a man whose reputation for fearlessness had been forged through years of disciplined training. Yet, as the morning mist fell off the white marble columns of Sparta, he felt the familiar tremor of doubt, an unexpected vulnerability that even the bravest warlord could feel. The Spartans approached battle through the lens of Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that the obstacle on the path becomes the path itself. Their training was not merely physical, it was mental. They practiced living within the present, understanding that the future was uncertain, but the only certainty was their own action and character. When the Persian horde rolled in, Leonidas stood firm, his mind clear of panic, and his heart filled with purpose. He did not speak, he did not think of home or of the terror that rippling across his body. He simply saw his duty, protection of his people. For us today in business or personal pursuits, the picture is equally relevant. When uncertainty grips us, a new project, a looming deadline, a life-changing decision, many of us succumb to anxiety. But the Spartans' approach lets us focus on what we can control: our preparation, our commitment, and our responses. Modern application. When your project misses a milestone, pause, identify which aspects were within your reach, and act on those. Use the moment of challenge to reinforce your resilience, not to sink into despair. Conclusion. Leonidas reminds us that true courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act with clarity when fear is present. Call to action. If you find yourself battling doubts, share this story with the community, tap that like button, and subscribe for more practical wisdom. Reflective question. What is one step you can take today that turns uncertainty into an opportunity to act? Chapter 2, The Archer in the Desert. Thousands of years earlier, in the arid plains of ancient Egypt, a skilled archer named Anubis was tasked with protecting the valley from marauding nomads. He trained morning after morning, sharpening his bow and learning to read the wind. But when the first night of attack came, Anubis realized he had no guideposts. The desert was silent, the stars high, and the sky unchanging. An indigenous principle, known as Kuthem in the old tales, taught that one must look inward for guidance when external signals are absent. Anubis closed his eyes, focusing on the rhythm of his breath, and found calm. He had the knowledge, training, and clarity to make that single shot, like Marcus Aurelius' emphasis on inner discipline. The arrow flew true, quenching the threat. In daily life, we often look to external benchmarks, grades, promotions, follower counts, to gauge our worth. When those external signals falter, we might panic. Yet the archer's lesson reminds us that our inner discipline, our values, and our purpose are the real arrows. Practical lesson. When external validation drops, turn inwards. Reflect on your core values, use them to guide decisions, and act purposefully. Conclusion. The archer's quiet focus in the night's silence shows that confidence stems from inner steadiness, not external applause. Call to action. Share if you found this compelling, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that bridge past and present. Reflective question. How can you silence the external noise and find your internal compass today? Chapter 3, The Battlefield of the Mind. In the epic of the Mahabharata, the Bhagavad Gita stands as a timeless dialogue between the hesitant Prince Arjuna and the enigmatic King Krishna. As the great war of Kurukshetra threatened to engulf their realm, Arjuna's hands were drenched in sweat, his heart filled with grief for those he would be forced to confront. He could have retreated, surrendering to the fear that threatened to consume him. But Krishna unfolded the divine wisdom of duty, self-detachment, and righteous action. Arjuna's transformation exemplifies how Stoic resilience and the teachings of the Gita can be synthesized. The Bhagavad Gita urges us to perform our duty, to remain steadfast under pressure, and to act without attachment to outcomes. Together, the Stoic mindset, do the work, and the Gita's perspective, do the work with self-detachment, cultivate a warrior's self-belief unshakable even in the face of adversity. Modern application in work. When launching a new product, you may fear its reception. Embrace the Gita's concept of action without attachment. Focus on doing the best you can, research, design, marketing, without being preoccupied by success or failure metrics. Conclusion. Arjuna's story teaches that the synergy of Stoic discipline and the Gita's principle of duty can empower us to face life's fiercest battles with unshakable confidence. Call to action. If this narrative resonates, hit like, share it, and subscribe or follow for more timeless insights. Reflective question. Which part of your current challenge is an opportunity to practice action without attachment? Philosophy Spotlight, Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita, translated as the Song of the Divine, offers profound lessons that resonate across cultures and eras. Its core philosophy revolves around the principles of duty, dharma, selfless action, karma yoga, and unwavering devotion, bhakti. Historical figure. Krishna, the charioteer and guide, embodies these teachings. He bridges cosmic knowledge with everyday human experience, showing that even while walking a battlefield, one can maintain a profound connection to the divine. Key lessons. 1. Duty before despair. Krishna tells Arjuna that personal desire should never cloud one's sense of duty. By performing his role as a warrior, Arjuna would not be weighed down by regret or fear. He would act with purpose. In modern terms, aligning your daily tasks with your core values reduces anxiety, boosting confidence. 2. Action without attachment. The Gita teaches that the only thing within our control is our action, not its result. By detaching from the outcome, we can act assertively, free from the fear of failure, thereby reinforcing self-belief. 3. Inner detachment, outer action. One can be fully engaged in the present, contributing and striving, yet remain detached from the ebb and flow of external validation. This fosters inner steadiness similar to Stoic calmness. Connection to the theme. The synergy of Stoic warriors and Gita courage lies in their shared recognition that self-belief is cultivated through disciplined action, purpose, and detachment. By studying both, we understand that the battlefield is internal. Only the mind's fears are truly terrifying. Takeaway for modern success. When facing a pivotal business decision or a personal crossroads, remember, the path lies within your disciplined action and your sense of duty. Your self-belief will grow as you navigate each step with purpose and an eye beyond the outcome. Chapter 4. The Quiet Warrior in Your Office. Within the bustling boardrooms of modern cities, a young manager finds herself staring at a spreadsheet that shows a downturn in quarterly sales. Her team is on the brink of disarray, and her reputation hangs in the balance. She feels the familiar spike of fear, the tremor that tells her, "Will I lose my job?" Drawing from both the Stoic and Gita principles, she adopts a new mindset. First, she acknowledges her emotion. Fear is natural. Then she reflects on the duty that belongs to her team, her stakeholders, and herself. She does not seek external praise, but rather performs her duties with focus and calm. The Gita's concept of selfless action becomes her compass. The Stoic discipline keeps her from succumbing to panic. She writes a plan, allocate resources, set realistic milestones, and communicate transparently with her team. She chooses to act, not to lament. By remaining detached from outcomes, she learns not to be crushed by possibility of failure. Actionable steps for your workplace. 1. Identify your duty. Clarify what you owe to yourself and those around you. 2. Commit to action instead of waiting for certainty. Start small and adjust as needed. 3. Detach from results. Set clear metrics, but do not let them define your worth. Conclusion. The quiet warrior in the office exemplifies that even under daily pressure, one can rise above, harnessing ancient wisdom to rebuild self-confidence and drive progress. Call to action. If you find yourself facing a similar situation, share this story, tap the like button, and subscribe to journey together into deeper resilience. Reflective question. Whose duties have you overlooked in your current environment, and how can you act upon them today? Chapter 5. The Forge of Self-Belief. In ancient Athenian lore, a blacksmith named Philo crafted a bronze shield as a tribute to the gods. The craft demanded precision, discipline, and a steady hand, qualities that echo both Stoic fortitude and the Gita's emphasis on mindful action. Each movement of Philo's hammer was purposeful, his mind aligned with its rhythmic impact. When a storm flooded the workshop, damaging his work, Philo refused to surrender. Guided by the Stoic principle of turning misfortune into opportunity, he remade the shield from salvaged pieces. By applying the Gita's lesson of repeated action leading to mastery, he refined his technique, producing a shield stronger than his original. Similarly, modern challenges, whether health setbacks, economic changes, or personal loss, are the forge in which self-belief is hardened. Each trial teaches grit. Practical application. Reframe setbacks, view obstacles as ingredients for growth. Practice repeat, consistency begets confidence. Channel discipline into purpose, align each act with a deep purpose, not just a task. Conclusion. Philo's shield tells us that the process of creation, marked by resilience, intentionality, and purposeful action, forges an unshakable self-belief that can withstand any storm. Call to action. If you're ready to forge your own path, like the ancient blacksmith, hit like, share, and subscribe for more stories of transformation. Reflective question. What obstacle can you transform today into a tangible asset for personal growth? Final thoughts. Across the vast spans of time, from Spartan soldiers to Egyptian archers, from Arjuna's battlefield to modern office environments, the message is unwavering. Self-belief is not an innate gift, but a deliberate practice of disciplined action, purpose, and detachment. The Stoic discipline teaches us to confront uncertainty with calm, while the Bhagavad Gita reminds us that our duty transcends fear. When these ancient philosophies intertwine, they guide us to become warriors of our own hearts, capable of standing resolute against any storm. Let us carry this wisdom forward. Be steadfast in your duty, act with intentional presence, and detach from outcomes. By doing so, we build a self-belief that never wavers. Join the journey. If this resonates and you want more transformative stories, leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe or follow for the next episode of Timeless Wisdom. Together, we can turn ancient courage into modern confidence.